Jeff, take us through, first of all, take us through the final restart there in the contest.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we were sitting there on a little bit older tires. Yeah, I spun the tires a little bit, but I got a pretty decent start. You know, and we went down into one, and I just wanted to get the outside of the 48. And out of nowhere, I just got slammed with the 2, and it cut my left rear tire. And he's just a dipshit, you know. I mean, the way he races, I don't know how he's ever won a championship, and I'm just sick and tired. I mean, that's why everybody's fighting him and running him down. And, you know, your emotions are high. That was a huge, huge race for us. We had the car, we had the position. So proud of my team. And I'm proud of Jimmy Johnson for winning that race, not letting that, you know what, win that race. Oh, my God.
The conflict with Brad on pit road. You came out, you pulled on the pit road to talk to him. Tell us about what the conversation was and what happened.
There wasn't any conversation. You can't have a conversation with him. I mean, you know, he beats his own drum, gets himself in this position himself, and he's got to pay the consequences. And, you know, I'm going to race him the same way he races me, but that kind of stuff's just uncalled for, and I'm not going to stand for it.
What are the consequences as far as you're concerned with him? And should NASCAR get involved, do you think, or is this between you two?
You know, to them, I'm sure it's just a racing incident, but to me, it's just a bunch of crap. I mean, the kid is just doing stuff way over his head, and I mean, that's just uncalled for. You're racing for a win and a championship. You don't go slam somebody and cut their left rear tire. So, you know, if that's what it takes, then no problem. I can do the same thing back to him.
Okay, Jeff Gordon, his side of the story, and let's go to Dave.
At the end of the race, what did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm gonna bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you. For a guy that's been complaining about how everybody else is driving here, and then him to do that, it's a double standard. You know, he makes the choice. He makes the decision to run us down there, and when you run a driver down there, then you take responsibility of what happens after that. So, you know, he's a tough guy on pit road as soon as one of his crew guys gets in the middle of it. Until then, he's a scared little kid, and then he wants to sit there and throw a water bottle at me. So he's going to learn a lesson, and he can run his mouth on Twitter and stuff all he wants tonight. I got plenty of people that are going to watch for that, and. But it's time he learns a lesson. He's run his mouth long enough. He's sat there and done this double standard, and he's nothing but a little rich kid that has never had to work in his life. So he's going to learn with us working guys that had to work our way up how it works.
Friend Brendan, this morning I said I didn't think that the other team trucks would be a factor. I'm glad you're okay if you are, and other than that, I do not know what to say.
Neither do I, Barry. Pretty calm most of the time. We had a Dodge that could win the championship, and Jimmy Smith can kiss my ass.
There you have it. I really feel bad for you.
Kyle Busch finished third today. Kyle, the fans saw a great battle, but what were you so angry with Brian about?
He hung on my right rear quarter panel all the way down the front straightaway and gave the win to the 88 car. He slowed us down so much. He had no idea the 88 car was coming, and the 88 just drove right by both of us on the outside because Brian Vickers was trying to slow both of us down. Just stupid. If he would have ran his own line up at the top of the track and I would have ran my own line down at the bottom of the track, it could have been a battle between us two. But unfortunately, you race with idiots, and you know, I guess you'll have that sometimes. But the NOS Energy Drink Camry was good today, just not good enough. And you know, I felt like we had a good handling race car on the long runs, but unfortunately, there we didn't have long runs at the end of the race. So I'm sure I'm complaining and I'm whining and I'm a crybaby, but that's uncalled for. I mean, it's just stupid. I would have ran my own line instead of giving it to the third place car in order to battle it out between the top two who deserved the win and deserved to battle the race out at the end. He didn't deserve to win.
There was some pushing and shoving. All right, Brian, I know you couldn't hear his response to it. He said you were slowing him up, and that was stupid. Your take.
Oh, man, I tell you, I am so sorry. I forgot it was the Kyle Busch show. Hell, I thought we were racing for a win. I don't, you know, I'm really sorry for the Dollar General guys. We had a great car. We were too loose on the start of the run. He was better. I thought it was my job to hold him off. Apparently not. He came over to the car after we came in and knocked our fender in, which was unnecessary, and then started crying like a little baby. And I asked him if he'd just give me a minute to get out. We could talk about it like men. If he wanted to fight, that's fine with me. And as soon as I got out, he ran off. And you know, it's a shame that it went down like that. I mean, we were racing hard. I thought it was a good race. You know, congratulations to 88. He snuck around both of us. I didn't see him coming. I let my guys down. We should have been able to win this race, but last I checked, it wasn't the Kyle Busch show. It was a nationwide race, and I was supposed to race him for the win.
It was a great race for you. At the end there, did you have any idea that the 88 was that close, Brian?
No, I didn't. I didn't know he was coming. I didn't know he was that close. We went down into turn 3 with coming to the white, and the 18 got me loose, and I chased it all the way up the racetrack, and by that time the 88 caught us. Once he got on my outside, I mean, I was already too loose anyway, by my...
Burton and Kyle Busch, harsh words, and all in one direction.
Whoa, you don't see Jeff Burton get mad like that very often.
He said I didn't race him very nicely, so he said I ran into him, and I don't know what I could have done to have made that work without touching him. His teammate, the 33, made me 3 wide getting into 1, and I held it as tight as I could on the 33, trying to stay off the 31, so I guess all that nice respect stuff he talked about earlier in this week's out the window, but I guess that's how I race everybody, is from what everybody says. But no, I mean, forget about that. This was an awesome night by these guys and his team. You know, Dave Rogers did a phenomenal job helping me and getting me a car that I could come back through the field like that. You know, we were really off when I made contact on pit road, and I can't thank M&M's Pretzels enough, and of course, NOS Energy Drink, Interstate Batteries, Norm Miller, Toyota, everybody that helped us tonight.
Well, you know, Kyle made it 3 wide there on the restart, you know, trying to make something happen. I can't blame him for that. But the least he can do is stay off of me and cut the left rear tire. And, you know, I like racing with Kyle. I really do. I enjoy it. But when he gets over aggressive and I pay the price for it, I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm just not going to put up with it. I don't mind racing with him. I don't mind him being aggressive, but I'm not going to be the victim of his aggressiveness. I'm just not going to put up with it.
And what did he say in return, Jeff?
Well, first he said he didn't hit me. Then he said he got put there. Then he said he had to go because he didn't mean to do it, okay? And he was trying to defend himself, and what he was saying wasn't making sense, but that's okay because he was upset because I was yelling at him. But, you know, he didn't mean to do it, but, you know, he's real aggressive, and I don't mind that. But, like I said, when it affects me, then I got a problem.
Uh-oh, here we go. Denny Hamlin and the 3 team. That is Danny Stockman there in the glasses. He's the crew chief for Austin Dillon. There's Ty Dillon in the mix as well, Austin's brother. And Jamie's right there, so let's find out what's this all about.
Well, Denny, you had some choice words there. Where exactly did that start? What happened?
Well, he's got to give room. That's why he always gets wrecked at Bristol and a couple other racetracks. First of all, he got his ride because of his name. Second of all, you got to take advantage of the opportunity. If he's points racing, you can't crowd a guy that's running. I'm on the bottom. I'm all the way to the apron. So I'm doing everything I can. Then after the checkered flag, he wants to run into me. So I run him into the fence. So Danny says, look, he ain't got to fix it. Well, maybe he needs to take his little ass over there and fix his race cars if he wants to keep wrecking. So he needs to learn a lesson.
All right, there's Denny's side of the story. Marty?
And very outspoken, to say the least.
3 just dumped me. Exactly the reason why I'm leaving RCR, because you got those kids coming up and they got no respect for what they do in this sport, and they've had everything fed to them with a spoon. So I cut him slack all day, and you know, he just dive bombs me in there, dumps me. So just got to thank all these Anderson Syrup guys for everything that they do. It's a shame you got to get taken out by some rich kid like that.
It was just hard racing there, and we definitely had a faster car, and he was kind of hogging the bottom, and I just kept diving to the inside, and as you can see there, I was low, and he kept chopping down. So you know, it's getting down to the end of the race, and I gave him a tap, and he got sideways. Then he hit the brakes to try and brake check me in the middle of the corner, and the 88 hit me and just finished him off. So I can't believe that kind of happened. You know, that stunk, the wreck part, but to tear a truck up after the race and totally take us out of the race, and then not to stick around after the race, to walk off, not even want to say anything to me. I'm sure he's tweeting something now about it. So can't even face me after it. I'm pretty disappointed in the things that just went down. I used to look up to that guy, but I guess he doesn't understand the circumstances of what's going on. I understand it's tough racing down there in 1 and 2. At Martinsville, you know, we wrecked, but to tear a truck up after the race and act like a punk on the track and on pit road and stop my pit road on my pit stall where my guys were coming out, that was pretty ridiculous, and not happy with him. And then for him to not even stick around, that's pretty sad too.